This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, friends. So in this Azure Databricks Master Program, this is our 27th session. In this session, we are going to see how you can read and write the Avro files. Okay. So with respect to this, we will see what is the difference between Parquet, ORC, and Avro. So we already have seen what is the difference between CSV and Parquet. Today, we will try to understand what is the difference between Parquet, ORC, Avro. That is the first thing we will do. Next, reading and writing Avro files. We will see how to read a single Avro file. Then we will see how to read multiple Avro files from a directory. Next, read multiple Avro files into DataFrame with user-defined schema. So I am going to provide my own schema. Okay, so I will try to read the Avro files. We'll see how we can do that. Next, write DataFrame as Avro file with append mode. So I want to write, like, after reading the Avro files, I will get a DataFrame. On the DataFrame, I will apply some kind of a transformation. So after transforming my resultant data frame, I want to write it as a Avro. So when you are writing Avro file format, so you can use two modes, append mode and the overwrite mode. We will see the difference between these two. Already we know append means it will add the new data to the existing data. Overwrite means it will remove the existing data and it will add only new data. Okay, these things we will see with respect to Avro, and we are also going to discuss today ORC. Okay, read ORC file into data frame. Okay, single ORC file, how you can read, multiple ORC files, how we can read. Then multiple ORC files we are going to read with the help of user-defined schema. Okay, next, write data frame as ORC file with append mode. How you can write data frame as ORC file with append mode. In the same way, write data frame as ORC file with overwrite mode. Okay, so these are the things we are going to discuss. Let's see difference between Parquet, ORC, and Avro. You see the properties. So I'm not sure whether you are aware. I have discussed when we were discussing about the difference between CSV and Parquet. Columnar. Columnar means if you consider your table data, all like columnar means your data will store in disk in a column wise. It's not a row by row, right? So Parquet, if you are using Parquet file format, data will store it in a column wise. If you are using ORC format, your data will store it in a column wise. If you are using Avro, your data will store it in a row wise. So we know whenever you are storing data in a column wise, such type of data readability will increase. So for reading, it will be much more quicker. It will be much more faster because all the data. Okay, example, you consider we have course name and a course start date and course ID. Now I don't require course ID. I want to only course name and the course start date. So then you are just selecting two columns. It will be easy for program to fetch those two columns data because each column data will be adjacent. Like in particular column data will be next to next because you are storing data in a column wise. So that's why when it is reading, it will get the better performance. That's why you see a read and write. So Parquet is recommended for reading and ORC also recommended for reading, and Avro is recommended for the writing. Next, human readable. We have already seen Parquet is not a human readable, but ORC is human readable. No, this is also not human readable. Avro is also not human readable. Okay, fine. Next, compression. When you come to compression, so Parquet, we already talked about Parquet. So let's say if we have a CSV file with 1 GB data, if you convert into Parquet, it will be something like 250 MB. Okay, so approximately on an average, we will see 75% reduction in the size of the file. Next, ORC is much more compressed, meaning it will be something like 200 MB. Okay, so it is much more compressed. Next, Avro. So Avro is also compressible, but it's not that much great. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to remember with respect to Parquet, ORC, Avro. Now remember, Parquet mostly we will use in our Spark, but ORC, Avro people will use mostly in Hadoop ecosystem like Hive and other things, Kafka and those places. Okay, remember. So maybe when we are processing data, what happens is maybe our HDFS is also one of the source. So at that time we may get the ORC files and Avro files also into the storages. So those files we need to read for the processing. That's why we are going to learn ORC and Avro files as well. Okay, I hope everybody is clear, right? Any questions here, friends? Okay, if no questions, let me move on. Now you see what is meant by columnar storage, right? So you see, let's say you have a tabular data here. Now row-oriented storage means one Azure start date. Okay, course ID, course name, and course start date. See, this is one row, second row, third row. You store data something like this, row wise. Now column storage means data will store column by column, 1, 2, 3. This is column data, 1, 2, 3. Next, Azure Databricks AD. Next, start dates. Now let's say people are, I want to select only course name and the course start date. So it will be easy for Spark to select course name because all these course names are next to next, adjacent, right? So it will be easy. But that's why what I said is whatever format supports the column wise storage, those file formats we can recommend for the reading. Why? Because the data will store in a adjacent. Here you see particular column data is stored in a adjacent cells. Okay, but here if you see course names are, one course is here, another course is here, another course is here. So the readability is not good in terms of readability is not good for the files which supports row oriented storage. Okay, row-oriented storage file formats are recommended for writing, but column storage file formats are recommended for reading. Okay, clear? Now, how you will read? Same syntax. You see, spark.read.format is Avro. I want to read a single file from this location. Okay, this is the syntax. If you want to read multiple files from a directory, just mention up to directory instead of mentioning the file name. So, in which format? Avro. Next, you can also provide the schema when you are reading the Avro file. You can provide the schema. Okay, schema of s.load, and I am loading the file from this particular location. Okay, so I'm reading multiple Avro files, but this time I am reading with user defined schema with my schema. This is how we are going to read the Avro files. Let's see how to write the Avro files. DF is nothing but a data frame. I want to write in which mode? Overwrite mode. The format is Avro format, and I want to save this particular output data into this particular location. It's a overwrite mode. Whatever data we have in directory, it will be removed, and it will write the new data into this directory. Append means whatever data we have here, so to that data it will add the new data which we have in this DF. Append. Okay, this is all about your Avro. Now we'll see how to read the ORC. See, doesn't matter. So you just have to change the ORC format is ORC and ORC file path. This is how you are going to read a single file. This is how you are going to read a multiple ORC files. You see here, I just mentioned up to directory. Here, multiple ORC files I am reading, but with user defined schema. Okay. Next, for writing, df.write.mode is overwrite, format is ORC, and save. I want to save data into this particular location. df.write.mode is append, and format is ORC, and I am saving data into this particular location. So overwrite means it will remove existing data and it will write the new data. Append means it will add the new data to the existing data. Okay, these are the slides I have. Everybody's fine. Any questions, friends, before I get started? Okay, today I'm not going to use Azure Databricks. Okay, let's start with the Databricks community only. Okay, let me just log in into the Databricks community. Click on Databricks community edition again. Because we have seen already. So same thing, whatever you do here, same thing we are going to do there as well. Let's go here. Outlook.com. Okay, Let's click on clusters. Let's create a cluster. Okay, click create cluster. So I want to give my name of the cluster is Cloud Pandit Demo. Here we don't have auto termination, pool, and uh, cluster mode, all those options. We have very simple options. Those are just to provide a cluster name, Databricks runtime version. Okay, whatever you want, you can select. I am going with the latest version. You can go 7.4. And this particular cluster will terminate after 2 hours of inactive time. You cannot change the configuration. And the node configuration is, you can see it's a 15 GB memory. Okay, click create cluster. The cluster will create. Now click on workspace. Let's click here, create. I want to create a folder here. Okay, say master program. Okay, so this is a master program tab. So in this, I will create the notebook. Okay, create notebook. So first we will try to read and write the ORC. Read, write. Oh, sorry, Avro. Okay, let's focus on Avro first. Read, write, Avro. In which language? Python. On this cluster, I want to run the this code. Okay, click create. Okay, let's attach this notebook to the cluster. Click here, select this cluster, click confirm. Okay, cluster will be available. But meanwhile, let's go and see what content we have in our directory. dbfs, file store, tables. Say I have $python, some folders I have. I will remove all these folders. Okay. Now come back, go into your notebook. So our cluster will be up. Meanwhile, I will write the code to remove the all content which we have in a tables directory, our base directory, whatever content I have, everything I will remove. db-utils.fs.rm. rm is nothing but a remove. I want to remove all the content which I have in my base folder, that is file store under file store slash table. Okay, file store under tables. Okay, so whatever content I have in these tables, I want to delete. For that, you cannot delete one by one directory, so it will take more time. So I want to delete this particular base directory itself, tables. Okay, for that you need to set true. True means you are saying even though you have content and subfolders in this tables directory, remove this table directory, and whatever content you have under this table directory, remove that as well. Okay, recursively delete all the content which we have in this tables directory, and finally delete this directory as well. Once we delete this tables directory also, I want to create this table directory again. How will you create? fs.mkdirs. We know, right? Make a directory. So what directory we need to make? File store. Under file store, I want to create a directory for tables. Okay. Now let's say remove, attaching to cluster. We know if you face this kind of issue, what is the solution, friends? Anybody remember? I already told you. You just detach. Yeah, it is already running, no issue. Okay. So if you see some notebook is saying attaching to cluster. Okay, what you need to do is you just have to detach notebook from the cluster and attach it. Okay, fine. Now you see it's true. True means it's deleted. How you will verify it is deleted? So let's check it. How you will verify is dbutils.fs.ls. Check what content we have in file store. This is the base. In base path, what content we have listed down. You see, you will not have anything. So import -stage is there, but you don't have tables, right? So tables is the base folder. That's why I'm making this directory called tables. Now you just select, list down the content which you have under file store. You see now tables is available. So under these tables, I will create a one or two more directories. Okay, dbutils.fs.mkdirs file store slash tables slash Avro file. Okay, so input Avro, you can say input Avro something, execute. Okay, so now you see I just created the input Avro directory. Okay, now what I wanted to do, I will just upload the one file into this directory. How you will upload? Click data, add data, select under this base folder. We have a folder called input Avro. Into this folder, I want to upload my file. Just browse it and click on desktop. You see Cloud Pandit here, Avro files. I have a CP Avro, Cloud Pandit Avro 0, Avro 1. Okay, one file I am uploading. Okay, take this particular file, click on recents, click on this, and this is my file path. Okay, this is my single file path. Okay, file path. You just put it here. Now I want to read. What is the syntax? Path.read. Format is Avro, and I want to load file from which location? From file path. This is going to be avrodf dot show. Okay, but okay, let's see. Show, you just to try with show. It is reading. See, you have a lot of columns. What happens is if you show, it will just display all when you have more columns, it will display remaining columns in the second line. I don't want to see columns something like this. I want to see the data properly. For that, instead of show, you can use something else, display of df. This particular df I want to display. Now you see all the data you can able to see properly. See now.
Malaya, sorry for disturb. Kindly can you please increase the font size? I'm sitting very near but unable to see due to my problem.
No, the problem is when I am uploading and all, it is creating problem for me. Okay, fine. So now you see the data. This data is proper now. Okay, so even though we have more columns, you will have a just to drag and drop. Okay, you just to drop like a drag this particular bar, something like this. Okay, you can drag it. Okay, now you can see all these columns. Now you just expand it and see all. First thing, with respect to CSV and other file formats, you see here Avro is automatically detecting the columns. We are not using category equal to true. That is first point. Second point is column names automatically it is identifying. You see it's a long, this is long, this is double, this is string. Okay, what it means is it is able to identify the data type of each column automatically, meaning info schema also we are not using. Automatically it is inferring the schema. Okay, those two things you need to understand. Now Avro df dot count how many records we have. You just see for in each file I have 1,000 records. See, 1,000 records is displayed. Okay, so this is how you are going to read the Avro file. Now same Avro file I want to read with user defined schema. Okay, here by default it got the schema which is automatic. Okay, so it inferred the schema automatically, but I want to provide my own schema when I'm reading. So for that, take same code, put that code here. Okay, only thing is you just have to say schema of S. Okay, what is this S? S is nothing but I am going to provide what is that S. S is nothing but a schema. I will assign to a variable called S. Okay, so schema I will define structure type. Okay, so as all fields you need to put it in a list. So that's why I opened the list here. I need to create the all struct fields. For that, you see here we have all the column names. Just to take all of this, come down, and you can put everything. So what you can do, so for simplicity, first thing that I am going to do is I'll just say here struct field. Okay. So double quote. Now you see this is my first column. So till this column, then what is the data type of this? Anyhow, it is the string. So you just have to say it's a string type. When you are defining this schema, you just have to say string type. Will it allow null value? If it is going to allow null value, true. Just put comma. Okay. this S should be capital. Okay, fine. So this is a long type. Long type means long type. Okay, will it allow null value? If it is allowing null value, true. Okay, next. This is also string type. I hope you are able to understand. Please let me know if you're not able to understand something. And it's set true. For simplicity, to finish quickly, what I will do is, okay, to finish quickly, what I will do is, see here, most of the columns are having a string, right? So I'll just take up to here and I'll just paste it here. This is long, leave it. This is double, leave it. Okay. Now this is double. Double means I have to say double type. True. Go up. Here it's a long type. Okay. Long type. Will it allow null value? If it is going to allow null value, just to say true. Okay. So now you see same column, like the same data types I have given. Whatever we got default column name, so default data types I have provided, but later I will change. So now if you remember this structure type, structure field, all these things we need to import from the PySpark.sql.types. Okay, import. What all I want to import? I need to import structure type. Okay, I need to import structure type. Then I need to import structure field. Then I need to import string type. Then long type, double type. Okay, so these are the types I have used in my schema definition. So I have imported all these types. Okay, now I am just using that particular schema here. Let's try to count. So count or whatever you can able to apply. So what it is saying is some syntax problem that is here at the last. You don't need to put the comma.
Now line number 10, you should include comma at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, Ned. So now we'll see 1000 records. When you expand, you see again we are getting string, long, string. Okay, this column, like ID column, I want to mark it as a string type instead of long type. So you just check it whether user defined schema is working or not. See, user defined schema is working. ID is string here. ID is string. ID is string type. Okay, clear? So this is how we can provide the user defined schema for our Avro files. When you are reading Avro file, you can able to provide the user defined schema. Now into same input Avro folder, I will upload my second Avro file. Okay, click data, add data. What you need to do, select this folder, save it, browse, and let me upload my second file. Okay, I uploaded my second file. Now just click resend. So go here. The same code you can able to execute for multiple files to process. Okay, just click here, put that code here. So only thing is, instead of this single file name, you just remove that file name. So in this case, what happens is all the files which we have in this directory will read now. Okay, now just let's see the count now. You see 2000. Y1998. Maybe in my second file I have only 998 records. See, I have only 998 records in my second file, but first file we have seen there are 1000 records. Now you just take this schema, this code, come down. This is a user defined schema. Okay, I'm just reading the multiple files with user defined schema. This is my schema and I want to read a multiple files. That's why you just remove the file name and take the count. See 1998. Okay, we have some doubt whether second file is having 1000 records or 998 records. So for that, what you can do, very simple thing that you need to do is, instead of going through the UI, use some commands here itself directly. db utils.fs.ls. I want to list down the file names here. Okay, once you list down the file names, let's try to read only this file to verify the number of records in this particular file. Okay, how you will read? Read dot format is Avro. Okay, I want to load file from this location. Let's see the count. See 998 only. That's why we got like 1998 record. So clear, everything is validated, everything is correct. Now this output, whatever Avro DF 1998 records which we have in this DF, this data frame I want to write it. Okay, write it as a Avro. How you will write? This is the data frame. I want to write. Mode is overwrite. Mode is overwrite. Next, format. In which format you want to write? So Avro. I want to save this output. Where you want to save this? File store / tables / output Avro. Okay, let's write the data. This folder I have not created. Folder will be created automatically when you write the data. So job is aborted. What is the reason for that? Let's read this data. Data is there. Then you can. Anything is wrong, friends? Can you check? File store output. Let's put / here. Job is aborting. What is the reason for that? Come here and see. Okay. What happened is we changed the data type here. It's a wrong data type we have given, right? So that's why with wrong data type you cannot save the data. Okay, let's correct the data type now. You see, we set the correct data type because by default it info the ID is long, but we try to convert this data type, that is wrong data type we have given. That's why the problem came. Now I corrected I have given the correct data type. Now you try to write the data. See, now it will be successful. See, it says successful. Now we'll see how many records we have written. Here, take this path for reading the data. Format is Avro, and I want to load file from this location. Okay, let's take the count. So count I am taking, but how many records we will have? 1998. Okay, 1998. Yes. So it's overwrite mode, right? Even though if you execute one more time, so there won't be any change in number of records. So you will see same number of records again. Okay, but when I say append means again 1998 records will add, total it will become 3996 records. You see now 3996 records. Now again if I append, it will add this 1998 records to this number. Now it will become 5994. You see, the number is coming fine. So this is how you can append and you can overwrite the data. Okay, this is append, and we also have seen the overwrite. Overwrite means only changes that you need to make the change here. Overwrite. Okay, clear? Everybody is fine with Avro? Any questions, friends, before I move to the ORC? Abhishek, can you confirm Debashish, Devender, Manohar? Clear? Everybody's clear? Fine. Now we'll do one thing. Go to workspace, click here. Let's create a new notebook. Okay, this notebook is basically for read, write, ORC. Okay, it's in Python, create it. Okay, so here what I wanted to do, I want to create again one more directory here to store our ORC file. dbutils.fs.mk dirs. This is my base for file store slash tables slash okay dbutils.fs.mkdirs slash file store slash table slash here you can say import ORC. Okay, execute. See, it's a true. Okay. True means it is created. How we can verify whether folder is available or not? dbutils.fs.ls list down the content from our base for. See, basically we have a input Avro. We have a input ORC which we have created just now. Into this input ORC, I will upload single ORC file. Click add data, select input ORC. Into it, I will upload ORC file. Come back, go to set ORC, CCP ORC. So basically, what happens is in this ORC files, I don't have I don't have column names. Okay, file path equal to this one. You can put here. I don't have a header names. So now you see what happens if you don't have headers. If you try to read, format is you can say ORC. I want to load data from file path. This is the file path. This is you can say ORCDF dot count. Let's take the count. 1000 records again here also. 1000 ORCDF. I want to display. See, we don't have header names here. Okay, column names we don't have, so that's why it is taking default column names. Okay, it is taking default column names. But if you go to our previous notebook Avro, see mostly it will have similar column names. Okay, we just take same same schema will suits here with the same details we have created a ORC. Okay, now if you want you can compare these things. You see here registration underscore DTM ID. You see here this is a registration underscore DTM. This is the ID. Second column is ID. See, this is first name, last name. Next one is email address. You can see it's an email. Next one is gender. You see gender. Next one is IP address. We have IP address. Next one is something CC. Okay, you have CC. Next country name. You see country name only we have here. Next 4 more columns we have, right? After country you see birthday date. So this is birthday date. Next salary. Okay, we have salary. Something here we have title. We have finally we have something with comment. So same column names we can use. So for that what you can do, you just take this particular schema. Okay, this schema, come down, put that particular schema here and bring this particular code above code. See, now I will read this particular file with user defined schema. How it will look like now, you see. Column names we will get now. Because I am giving column names and the data types manually. Because it's a user defined schema I am providing. So when you provide a user defined schema, column names you will get whatever you have given in this schema. See, registration underscore DTM, ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address, all these things. Okay, clear? So this is how even you can able to read the ORC file with user defined schema. Okay. Now we have seen how to read a single ORC file. Now I will upload one more ORC file into the same directory. Just click on data, add data, select. Let's select input ORC. So into this I will upload my second ORC file. Okay, so this is the path. Let's go into your ORC file. How we will read here. Without schema, even if you try to read that particular path, you see what will happen. See, without schema means you just have to remove this file name. So up to directory, if you give, you'll be able to read the all files. All files means we have two files we can able to read. So it is going to display data. Oh, sorry, I have used the schema of S. That's why we are getting columns. So you just remove schema of S and C. You will not get the column names. You will get the default column names underscore C0 or something like that. Call 0, call 1. Okay. Now, how many records we will have here? Remember, we will have total 2000 records because each file is having 1000 records. Now you see we have a 2000 records because we read the two files. Now I want to read these two files with user defined schema. You just provide this schema. You can keep here and you can refer in this particular cell, but just to give you more clarity, I'm just pasting this particular schema in this cell itself. This schema, you can say schema of S dot. Now you see previously we have seen here, you can see the column names previously we got underscore C0 underscore C1 something like that. Now you just run it and see. Okay, count is 2000, right? Now I will display the content. See, results is the registration underscore DTM, ID, first name, last name, email, all these details. So, but we got the headers, proper headers. Okay. Now, this is the data I want to write. Like this is the data frame. I want to write it as a ORC. I will write this data frame dot write dot format is ORC. Next, I want to save this data in which location? File store dash tables slash output ORC. So this is the directory. Now this data frame dot write dot mode I want to put here. The mode I will use here is overwrite. Okay. Let's execute it. We have written the data. Let's see the count. Let's take the count. So you can read another format also. I hope you know, right? ORC. And just put this particular location ORC. Put here and just you can take the count. How many records we will have? 2000. Because we have written 2000. Again, if you execute it and if you try to take the count, you will get 2000. But if I change this mode from overwrite to append, I have written in a append mode just to take the count. You see how many records you will have. See 4000 because you are appending 2000. Now if I overwrite it again, what happens? How many records I will have? How many records we will have, friends? We will have a 2000 records. Okay, we got 2000 records. Okay, clear? So this is how you need to read the Avro ORC files and you need to write the Avro and ORC files. Clear? Any doubts, friends here? Everybody is fine? Let me stop the recording.